Hi, everybody. Today I'm taking a look at the new MyAgenda planner from MomAgenda for 2022-2023. Now, two things up front. First, I was sent this. They reached out to me to ask if I wanted to take a look at it. And considering that last year, I think it was last year. Was it last year? 2 years ago. There was a point where I used the larger sized MomAgenda with the spiral coil for a good chunk of the year, and I did really enjoy it. And so I thought it would be really good to not only look at one that's a slightly different format, this is the book-bound one, but also this is the MyAgenda format, which is the one that does not have references to kids in it, or at least the main layout doesn't. So I thought that you guys would enjoy seeing this. I think that I covered both things I wanted to say up front, both that I've used it and that I was sent this. Anyway, moving forward. So this is the MomAgenda, their newest release for the 2022-2023 academic year. This is an 18-month planner that runs from July 2022 through December 2023. According to the website, it has a unique week at a view format with monthly views too for easy breezy planning. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. So this particular plan, they have a whole bunch of different ones on their website, but this particular one, the MyAgenda, I believe this is the desktop version, so it's the slightly larger version bound planner. There are 7 different colors you can choose from. This one is the chestnut color. The size is 7 by 9, 1 inch thick. Paper color is cream. It is 70-pound paper, $46 for 18 months. And you can spend an additional $9.99 to get it personalized with something embossed onto the front. For that $9.99, you get either silver or gold foil and a choice of 3 fonts. So let's take a look at the planner itself. So this is the chestnut cover. It says MyAgenda on the front, and it's a blind emboss, really nice and deep. It's very substantial. The cover is like that PVC kind of plasticky type of cover with a slight texture to it. Feels very nice. The side has the years on it, 2022, 2023, and then the MomAgenda label. And then the back is blank. I love this chestnut color. The lights are kind of pulling it almost like a really bright kind of terracotta brown, but in person it is a little less bright, a little deeper. You open it up and it's got this kind of cute, I think it almost looks like boards. Shiplap, Joanna Gaines, ? Open it again. You've got the MyAgenda by MomAgenda, name, address, and phone number. And then their copyright page. Here is their, front little introduction page. How to use this book. This shows you their layout. And I will tell you flat out, I really love their layout. And it's not exactly the same, but I have kind of recreated some aspects of it in my Moxie life. For example, you can see here, I divide, if you don't watch my life plan with me, I do divide into sections for things like blood pressure and plants and dinner and all that. And I've done it before, when I was using different planners, but using this for a few months in the different format really did get me enjoying the different sections that it gave you. And I remember also dividing those sections in half to make even more sections. So many sections. Family members information. So it has your name, your work address, a bunch of things, your partner's information, and then family notes, important phone numbers. This is all emergency stuff, right? Like poison control and police and family numbers, friends, neighbors. Here's more important phone numbers for things like restaurants, takeout, clubs, your groomer, your pet groomer, your vet, whatever. And the cool part is I remember very much looking at these pages in the MomAgenda, and there was information for school teachers and things like that. And thus far, it seems like everything that was kind of, quote, kids related seems to have been changed to family related. And there's plenty of extra space. So if you do have kids and you want to utilize those, you could still do that. Garbage, contractors, lawyer. This book is assuming I am more adult than I am. And then this page is all for vehicle information. So each of your cars, your auto insurance, your service place, websites and passwords. I swear to God, these pages to me, I just want to yank them out and be like, don't compromise your information. Medical information. So here's a whole page for you, the person who owns the planner, with different doctors, specialists, insurance providers, blood type, etc. another page for your partner, and it says partner. It doesn't say spouse, it doesn't say wife, it doesn't say husband or whatever, it just says partner. We have birthdays and anniversaries, and you have 8 of the months here, another 4 here, and then at the bottom it gives you the section explaining what all your different anniversaries are. What's our anniversary this year? I think it's our 9-year anniversary. Could be our 10-year. Jesse hates it that I can't remember shit. I think it's 9-year. China or pottery? Ooh, pottery. Zodiac signs, birthstones, and flowers. And then here is holidays. You have 2 pages worth of holidays. It looks like we have Jewish holidays here, Christian holidays. There's some Muslim holidays here. I don't see the official names of the pagan holidays, but things like the first day of fall, first day of spring, whatever are in here, Diwali and all that. So it's got a pretty decent amount of holidays through 2022, 2023, and 2024. And then at the bottom, there is a note that says Jewish holidays begin at sundown on the days listed. Islamic holidays may vary slightly because they are determined by the lunar calendar. We have a year at a glance calendar here for 2022 and 2023 with a Monday start. And then we get into your month. So here is the monthly spread. One thing I will note here that I know that some people really love and some people don't care is that the monthly spreads are lined. The whole planner, all the spreads are lined. But I know that for some people that is a deal breaker in a planner if they're not lined. So there you go. You've got the month previous and the month coming up. You've got a quote up here at the top, a notes column, and it does have the holidays. I think all the ones from the front of the calendar printed in here. But it's small enough where you can run some whiteout over it if you don't really give a shit. It looks like they've got I remember this too. I didn't really love this all that much. All of the months are at the front of the planner, and they go through December 2023. So 18 months. And then we start in the first month, the first week of July, which is actually the end of June. Again, you have both the previous month and the current month. So up at the top, we have the current month and the next month. And here, the current month would be June because that's when the week starts. And the next month would be July. But then if you flip to like the next week, it's July and then August. You still get quotes up at the top. And then you have their kind of signature layout, which is a vertical layout lined. You have 2 sections that are the same size. The top section is just one big section that says My Week. And then you have 4 blank sections. In the MomAgenda, it says Kids. But in this, they're just blank. And then there's a small line at the bottom for dinners. Date is across the top. Any holidays show up in the very top line. And it tells you what week of the year it is. So you're starting on week 26. And then it's just the whole year with all the weeks following each other. We also have in here 2 bookmarks. They're very substantially thick bookmarks, and these are a beautiful cream color that kind of matches the pages of the book. They were not wrong. It is a very cream colored paper, so if you want a pure white paper, this will not be the planner for you. Then when we get to the back, after you get through the whole year, remember the months in the front, the weeks in the party in the front, the mullet, yeah. The months are in the front, then the weeks, and you could totally use one of these markers to keep it on your month and one to keep it on the current week. Then when we get to the end here, oh, that's nice. That means that next year, 2024 starts on a Monday. That's kind of cool. But yeah, end of 2023 is a Sunday, the 31st, so that's the end of the year. And then we go into future planning pages. So you get basically 2 months per page. You have a line per day with a notes section in the bottom. Holidays are already put in here, and you can just plan out anything that's showing up for 2024 on these pages. So that's a total of 6 pages because 2 months per page. And then in the back, we have a good amount of lined notes pages. Like, nice fat stack of lined notes pages. And then you're back to the end here with this shiplap looking situation. Now there isn't a pocket, but what there is like this. Oh shit, I ripped it. Oh, that's not very handy. I don't know if this is meant to hold pages or if you can tuck something in here, but this is not very sturdy. So just be careful if you buy this planner. And that's the back of the planner. So before I go into my final thoughts, I'm going to pen test, and I'm going to use this back notes page to pen test. The paper feels very smooth, not creepy butter smooth like the original plum paper, but just a nice smooth paper, which tells me two things. One, if you like the tactile feel of smooth paper, you'll love this. And two, inkier pens will most likely smear a little bit on it. I have noticed that with papers like this. For my pen test, I have a Pentel Energel RTX in 07 gel pen, a Tool Ultrafine Fine Liner, a Tombow Dual Brush Pen, a Zig Clean Color Dot Marker, and a Zebra Mild Liner. A few notes. First, I'm heavy-handed. Second, I did press down lightly. I actually did 3 levels of pressing because that second one I hadn't really pressed down that hard of the gel pen or the dot pen. And then I did a double pass of the highlighter and a single pass of the highlighter. And even now, some of this was still moist and I could see it moist. And I could see it glistening, and as you can see, the fine liner smeared. So if you are a lefty, this paper might stymie you a bit because it is so smooth. Just be very careful to use like something like a Sarasa dry pen on it. Here is what it looks like on the other side. There's ridging with the gel pen, no ridging with the fine liner. All of the pens shadow, but none of them are bleeding, not even the heavy press of the Zig Dot or the double highlighter. That's another thing I've noticed with some smoother papers, because the pen doesn't sink in. While you might struggle a little bit with smearing, it doesn't tend to bleed through as much as some papers with a little bit more tooth to them. It's not universal, don't quote me on that, but it is something I've just noticed over my years of pen testing. So you can totally use, and I remember this from using the other one, like you can use markers and shit on this, but you will have to deal with ghosting, if not bleed through if you're going real ham on it. So just know that. So cream colored paper is pretty nice quality, feels real nice. No bleeding, but plenty of ghosting. Overall, I think this is a solid planner. I could do without all the quotes and everything up on the top. Like I would, especially with this size planner, I would personally love it if we gained back like some of that space just for a little bit more planner room. But that's just me. When I used the shit out of this, I didn't wind up covering the top all that much because it's a lot of fucking washi tape. And especially with like an 18-month planner that doesn't have a coil, you'd build up really fast. But overall, I can tell you from my personal experience that using this layout is awesome if you have a lot going on and if you're juggling a whole bunch of different things. Having these different sections and not having to build them in yourself can be really handy, especially if you're juggling things like kids' schedules, or you're like, you have like a work and then maybe you're doing like a side hustle or something. This kind of planner is really handy for that. There's not a ton of extra bells and whistles. It's really meant to be like a family like catch-all binder, but this is like for the most, if you don't have kids, really, there isn't anything in here that you would have to like adapt. They did a really good job taking all of their like parent focused stuff out of this planner and making it useful for people who want to use this style of planner but don't have kids. So that was the thing I really wanted to see with this, because a lot of people asked me when I was using the MomAgenda, whenever it was, if I had taken a look at the one that didn't have the kids stuff in it. I know you can cover it up, but I also know there are some people who have struggled with infertility or other things where even having to look at it just long enough to cover it up can be hard. So knowing that there's an option like this, if this layout appeals to you, is probably a really good thing. I will likely be giving this away sometime soon. May not be entirely soon because I will be going on vacation coming up, but I do have a bunch of planners to get rid of. And as this one is dated, I would like to get rid of it before it runs out, although it's 18 months, so who fucking knows. So stay tuned if you'll be interested in it. Thanks to MomAgenda for sending it to me. Thanks to you guys for watching. Please let me know in the comments if there are other planners you would like me to take a look at, and also your thoughts on this. And in the meantime, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Subscribe if you haven't already, and peace.